Well, how's it going, everybody? There was obviously some really big, really sad news this week, and I kind of have to cover it, so my apologies for that, but we'll just go right through. Teaspoon's no longer with us. I guess there's not too much else to say about it than that. DJ has taken it super rough, and it hasn't been exactly easy for me or all of you either, I know. So, it was something that we knew was likely to happen at some point. I don't think that we thought it was going to happen this week, but it did. So that's the big news. I said that I wasn't going to go through the mailbag ahead of time to see if there was stuff in there for Teaspoon, but I did. I actually did take a look at all of it. There was just one leftover birthday card for Teaspoon, so I just set that aside. The rest of it didn't seem like it had anything to do with it, so that's convenient. As far as other news goes, we missed mailbag last week because we've got a brand new supposed mom cat in. That's Noodle, who's upstairs, the long-haired calico. And we haven't had her tested, neither is the shelter. They told us that they are pretty sure that she's pregnant, but she's also probably pretty early on it. So it could be, it could be the better part of 2 months before she has any kittens. But we're going to keep an eye on her and probably bring her in for a check and all that kind of stuff at some point. She's real friendly and easy to get along with, so that shouldn't be too rough. Otherwise, let's see, the Ringworm, the continuing Ringworm saga is that these guys we know have a ringworm because this is Cardigan right here. She's had her collar off since we discovered it. Cardigan had a fresh little ringworm spot on her back leg, which I may be able to show you. There you go. You probably just saw it right here. There you go. So I already gave her a little bath, but that probably means that it's here for everybody, and we should probably give everybody a little bath. That's looking a little raw, huh? Maybe we should give you a little something to put on there too. So apparently we didn't quite get it completely. Now I haven't noticed it on anybody else, so we must not have very much of it. I guess all the work that I did is at least keeping the load down a little bit. But it does mean that when we got the test results back, after we discovered that, and so we know that the test results also confirm that yes, there's still ringworm in this group. The test results for Cloak and her 2 kittens upstairs, though, came back negative, and I, in fact, haven't seen anything else on them. So we can probably go ahead and get them spayed and taken care of. But these guys, our doctor wants to wait to do that until they're free of ringworm. I don't know how long that's going to take. Sometimes it's a process, and these guys are starting to get old enough to get a little frisky, which we would like to avoid. I don't think that there's anything critical yet, but if I start feeling like it gets that way, I've already talked to Dawes about whether their doctor would be willing to do spays and neuters. I figured that being a shelter, they might have a little bit more experience with that and ringworm. I don't know for sure that they will, but they indicated that that wouldn't be a problem, that they would be glad to do it. So we'll follow up with that if we feel like it comes to it. If we feel like it is getting to that point and Dr. Katz still isn't entirely comfortable doing it, we can always talk to Dawes and see if we can get them on board with doing that for us. But we're not there yet. We're just planning ahead, that's all. All right, what else? That's it. That's it for news. That's everything. So I did want to mention, though, that today's mailbag is going to be doubly rough. Not only has it been a week of bad news, so there's other stuff that is, some related to friends of ours that, it doesn't have any relevance here, also came up this week, or came to our attention this week anyway. And then I really didn't do myself any favors for mailbag today, because I quit playing my video game last night at a reasonable hour so I could get some sleep. And then I had been talking to DJ about how the game Balatro is available on mobile and she should try it. And so I had installed it, and I'm just going to play one round before I go to bed. Anyone who's played it knows how that went. So I'm on like about 3 hours of sleep, if that maybe. So that's a little rough. But we're going to do what we can do. But it seems like we've got a pretty large contingent in PA, as it turns out. And although nothing's official until the ink is on the paperwork, we did receive the paperwork for DJ to sign to make it all official. So we're getting real close. And I think at this point it's a foregone conclusion that we're going to end up in the Lehigh Valley area of PA. So that's exciting. And I'm just waiting for that to really be official before I get started on all the things we're going to need to do to move. My personal plan is to see if we can swing it, to get a new place down there and get all of our stuff moved before we try to sell this house. That way it's empty, we can have it cleaned, touched up a little bit, and it'll be easier to sell that way. So fingers crossed that's how it goes. And God willing, we will move as soon as it is possible for us. We're not going to wait for anything. If we end up getting a new place and moving before DJ's done working here, which I would hope we do, then she can either stay here while we're waiting to sell it, or just rent, a little B&B or something for, the few weeks, month it might be. She's done it before. It was something that she did very commonly when she was doing her rotations in med school. She would do that and be on a rotation for several weeks. Staying at an Airbnb type place. So that's the plan. Now, of course, all that's very much up in the air until we actually get, things rolling. But that's what I'm hoping we can do. Looks like we might be neighbors soon, or more neighbors than we are. It's not like that's that far from here in the first place. It's only like a 3.5 or 4 hour drive from what I'm told, which is nice. It means moving won't be quite as rough on the cats. We can just pack them up, take them for a long car ride, and we'll be there, as opposed to last time when we had to spend overnight in a hotel and all that stuff. So, all right. Thank you so much, Joanne. Those are really sweet. And I like the reminiscing about Cloak's Great Escape. That was really something epic. The fact that she pulled up the air conditioning vent and escaped all the way through the ductwork to the basement was very surprising. Even more surprising was that she apparently got out of the ductwork and into the basement down there when the only gap that I was able to find that she could have gone through was, maybe generously like this wide. It was a lot longer than that. It was probably this long, but like by this, and she somehow squeezed right through. That was quite a little adventure for her. I'm glad we found her. It was a real panic too, but we searched so much trying to figure out where she was that I basically had to trace every possible place that you could go from that vent, and I realized that the only possibility was that she was somewhere in the basement. There was no other place that she could be. But even so, we had to set up a camera like we were hunting, a jungle cat or something, trying to find proof of the elusive white tiger. I don't know, something. So anyway, she did come back. We did manage to get her back in the end. So, and it's packed in here with a lot of packing stuff. Oh, hey, perfect. This is just the thing. This is Rescue. This is the accelerated hydrogen peroxide cleaner that we have been using quite a lot of. Actually, we just ran out, so this is perfect timing. It's what we've been using to take care of the ringworm. It comes highly recommended as a ringworm treatment from the University of Wisconsin and various other people too. And I guess I shouldn't keep saying this without checking it out in more depth, but I've heard some people even sort of wash their cats with it, which I have not tried. But at least that gives me some confidence that it's super safe. It's just based on hydrogen peroxide, but it also has a lot of soapy, sudsy material in it. I don't know what they use as a you know, they add some sudsing agent or something, because it really does get super sudsy. But the hydrogen peroxide part's fantastic. And when we first found out about the ringworm, I bought some, and I just put it in a sprayer, and I sprayed the whole house. And because it's so sudsy, it leaves sort of a residue if I don't go back and wash it off, which in fact I haven't done everywhere. I can see it on the window right here, right now. It leaves these streaks until I go back and wash them. So I've got to get around to that, but I guess it's good that I waited, because it seems like I'm also going to have to do it again. I might also give it a round or two of the usual viricide that we use, which is also supposed to be effective against the ringworm, which is Virkon. We use the animal, I guess veterinary or farm version of Virkon. They also do make a version that's for hospitals, which is also good stuff.